In this video session, I would like to discuss about some of the concepts of shear strength of soil, which is one of the topics in basic geotechnical engineering. This video session includes topics like shear strength and its definition, necessity of shear strength and its significance, components of shear strength of soils, stresses in soils, and one or two examples of shear failure. And in the last, so I have included a few multiple choice questions and answers in this video session. Let us first define the shear strength and its necessity, and also let us know about its significance. The shear strength of a soil is its resistance to shearing stresses. It is a measure of the soil resistance to deformation by continuous displacement of its individual soil particles. Shear strength in soils depends primarily on interactions between particles. Shear failure occurs when the stresses between the particles are such that they slide or roll past each other. So, why is necessary to study the shear strength of soil, or what is the necessity of studying the shear strength of soils? We know that soil failure usually occurs in the form of shearing. Thus, the structural strength is primarily a function of shear strength. The safety of any geotechnical structure is dependent on the strength of the soil. If the soil fails, the structure constructed on it can collapse. Thus, it becomes very essential to know the knowledge of shear strength. Shear strength of the soil can be defined as the capacity of soil to resist the internal and external forces which slide past each other. Coming to the significance of shear strength, I can say that for all the engineers, the knowledge of this shear strength is to be clearly understood in order to analyze the various soil stability problems such as the bearing capacity, slope stability, lateral earth pressure on earth retaining structure. Bearing capacity is nothing but the capacity of a soil to withstand the loads coming onto it from the structures. Slope can be defined as an angle formed by the sloped surface with respect to the horizontal. We have natural slopes, artificial slopes such as embankments. These embankments may be highway embankments or embankments for railways or canal embankments. And also in hilly areas, we need to know the lateral earth pressure on the retaining structures. What are the components of shear strength of soil? Here, the soil derives its shear strength from two sources. They are cohesion between particles, which is independent component, and the second one is the frictional resistance and interlocking between particles, which we say that the frictional resistance is dependent component. Coming to the definition of cohesion, it is nothing but a measure of the force that binds particles of soils, whereas the angle of internal friction, or it is also called as friction angle, is nothing but a measure of the ability of either a soil mass or a unit of rock to withstand a shear stress. It is the angle phi measured between the normal force N and the resultant force R, and that is attained when failure just occurs in response to a shearing stress. Generally, when a lateral force is exerted on any structure, there exists a normal reaction at the contact surface, and the combination of the shear force and the normal force will lead to a resultant force. The angle made by the resultant force with respect to the normal may be called as the angle of internal friction, and it is denoted by pi. Coming to stresses in soils, we all know that gravity generates stresses. Stress is nothing but force per unit area. Stress on a plane at a given point is viewed in terms of two components. One is the normal stress sigma, the other one is the shear stress tau. Normal stress acts normal to the plane and tends to compress the soil grains towards each other. In this situation, there will be changes in the volume. And coming to the shear stress tau, it always acts tangential to the plane and tends to slide grains relative to each other. That is nothing but the distortion and ultimately sliding failure. So, you please try to understand that normal stress leads to volume change because of the compression, and shear stress leads to distortion and ultimately sliding failure because of the movements of the grains relative to each other. So in this video session, I have shown two examples. One is the shear failure due to the overburden pressure of the structure. Generally, it is called as general shear failure. We have other two failures which we may recall them as punching shear failure and local shear failure. In this diagram shown, we can see that there will be a well-defined shear failure plane, and this type of general shear failure is a sudden one, and it causes the rotation of the structures on the ground, and there will be significant amount of disturbance of the soils at the surface of the ground. Another example I have shown here is the embankment failure, that is figure 2. These embankments, I already told you that these embankments are artificially built for our purposes like laying a highway or a railway, or for the purpose of carrying out the canals. All these structures will have the sloped surfaces on either side, and the stability of these slopes is very, very important. The failure usually occurs because of the seepage or overburden pressure. These are the causes, and in addition to those causes, we have the liquefaction of the soil or piping, or sometimes it may be due to induced vibrations. Therefore, in this chapter on shear strength of soils, it's very important to know the basic concepts of the shear strength and its significance. This video session also includes a few multiple choice questions. Let us discuss one by 1. The first one is the shear strength of clay depends upon, we have four options: friction angle, cohesion, both A and B and neither A and B. Always the shear strength depends upon its cohesion. It is the ability of the soil particles to bind together. That is very, very important. The shearing resistance of soil is constituted by shearing strength, frictional resistance, all of the above, none of the above. The shearing resistance of the soil is constituted by the frictional resistance. Then the third one, shear strength in cohesionless soil is due to internal friction, intergranular friction, interparticle force and cohesion. The answer is intergranular friction. The fourth one is shear deformation of soil can cause slide, sinking, movement. The answer is all of the above. So any failure is maybe due to slide, or it may be due to sinking or movement. Therefore, the answer to the fourth question is all of the above, that is C. The units of cohesion is Newton per millimeter square, or it is MPa. Thank you.